Broadcasting live from the University of North Texas, this is NTTV Nightly News.
Good evening. Thank you for joining us on NTTV Nightly News. I'm Alexandria Teeters.
And I'm Edison Stewart. One of the most important Senate races is happening right here in the Lone Star State.
Wesley Hunt, who is one of 3 Republican Senate candidates, is hosting a campaign event in Denton right now. Hunt represents part of the Houston area in the U.S. House. He's running for Senate against incumbent Senator John Cornyn and Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton. This is one of the most important races in the U.S. this year, and it could determine which party controls the Senate in 2027. At age 44, Hunt is the youngest Republican in this race. He's pitching himself as an alternative to Paxton and Cornyn, who have both spent decades in elected office.
And there are new numbers tonight that show us where Wesley Hunt stands in this race. Polling from the University of Texas shows Hunt is in 3rd in the Republican Senate primary. Ken Paxton holds a narrow lead over incumbent Senator John Cornyn, but none of the 3 men has enough support to avoid a runoff, which would be in late May. On the Democratic side, a clearer picture may be emerging. The UT poll shows Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett with a 12-point lead over State Representative James Tallarico. This race is not expected to go to a runoff. NTTV will have live team coverage of these primaries and the other big races across Texas on election night next Tuesday, March 3rd, starting at 7 p.m.
While things are heating up at the polls, it's also heating up here in Denton.
That is right. After a small cold front earlier this week, the temperatures are rising yet once again. We're going to head over to our weather anchor, Emily Rice, for more on what we can expect. Emily?
Thanks, Edison. You'll be happy to hear that warmer temperatures throughout the day is to be expected. Current conditions show temperatures at 75 degrees with a low 2-mile-per-hour wind speed and some cloudy weather. Tonight, we can expect that same cloudy weather with a drop in temperature to 56 degrees and that same low wind speed. Tomorrow, we can expect a rise back up to 75 degrees with a nice cool breeze at 9 miles per hour, flowing our hair in the winds. That's all I have for right now. Join me for a full look later. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Emily. Protests today across 2 Denton campuses, UNT and TWU. Students at both schools had the same focus, the ongoing activities of the immigration forces known as ICE. NTTV's Alejandra Garcia is live outside Willis Library with coverage of both events. Alejandra?
Alexandra, I'm standing where the protest on the UNT campus was held. I was here during the event earlier. This event was organized by UNT fraternity Sigma Lambda Beta and Lambda Theta Alpha. The ICE Out protest began at noon, with hundreds of students march around campus protesting the recent immigration crackdown and ICE presence in the state of Texas. 25% of residents in the city of Denton are Hispanic, according to the World Population Review. Immigration enforcement has focused on Hispanic people with a growing emphasis beyond illegal immigrants. This protest was led by the fraternities who want authorities to know they will continue to make their voices heard.
It's important for us to have a voice against maljustice, injustice in general, and really represent ourselves for what we are. We might be a minority, but we always have one of the strongest voices out there.
It was one of the largest protests on campus in recent memory, with hundreds of students marching. And those voices were being heard on the TWU campus too. Dozens of students there were also protesting the operation of the ICE units in Texas. The TWU event was coordinated with the UNT protests, both of them happening at noon. TWU protesters carry signs as they march around the student union, showcasing their views on the activities of ICE. Teachers also show up to show support and talk about how education is affected by the immigration climate.
It is important to me because I have several international students and several students that come from other countries who are feeling very vulnerable and very scared right now because of the stories that they've seen about ICE raids at other places.
Both the student marches were peaceful and ended in about an hour. For NTTV Nightly News, I'm Alejandra Garcia.
Thanks, Alejandra. And certainly defending the role of ICE was part of last night's State of the Union address, where President Trump would deliver the longest speech on record. Karen Kafa has the story.
President Trump Tuesday night painted a picture of the U.S. economy largely at odds with what economic data, polling, and consumer sentiment surveys show.
Inflation is plummeting. Incomes are rising fast. The roaring economy is roaring like never before.
And attacked Democrats' affordability agenda.
They knew their statements were a dirty, rotten lie. Their policies created the high prices. We are doing really well.
As he entered the chamber, Trump greeted 3 of the 6 Supreme Court justices who ruled against his sweeping emergency tariffs on Friday, then later slammed their decision.
They got it really wrong.
The president also addressing foreign policy hotspots like Venezuela and Iran.
My preference is to solve this problem through diplomacy. But one thing is certain, I will never allow the world's #1 sponsor of terror, which they are by far, to have a nuclear weapon.
And using an appearance by the Olympic champion U.S. men's hockey team to underscore his theme of America winning. Democrats rebutted the speech in different ways. Congressman Al Green of Texas was removed from the chamber early on for a protest. Dozens of other Democratic lawmakers attended a counter rally on the National Mall.
We are better than what is under that Capitol right now.
But the official Democratic response was delivered by Virginia Governor Abigail Spanberger, elected last November, and offering a preview of Democrats' potential midterm approach.
He's enriching himself, his family, his friends. The scale of the corruption is unprecedented.
On Capitol Hill, I'm Karen Kafa.
Coming up next, updates on UNT's future as it deals with a $45 million budget deficit.
And while one end of the country is pulling through after a freeze, another faces a possible burnout. The latest ahead.
Good evening, my name is Amanda Hasbell and I'm joining you here today in the Union parking garage. Today we're going to be going over how to drive safely in the parking garage. Let's go see. Oh my god, this girl just got hit by a car. Let's go see what happened. Ma'am, are you okay? Are you okay?
Did you see that lady hit me with a car?
Yeah, we did. I got it all on video.
Oh my god.
Let's go over here and talk about how we can prevent that.
Yeah, not the hospital.
Well, right now we're going to ask you a couple questions on how we can drive safely in the parking lot. What are ways that we can be aware of our surroundings?
Oh, we can look both ways.
Jenna, also, how about putting the distractions away?
Yes, just like our phones, turning our music down, and also not focusing on our passengers.
Where can you get information on how to get a parking pass?
Transportation.unt.edu.
If you park in a garage, make sure you pay on the app or look for further instructions on how you should pay.
And remember, no pass, no park. Let's all try to keep our mean green community safe.
Remember, we're all in this together.
Drive safe.
TRIO is a federally funded grant program. It was funded in the 60s and it supports student success and student retention. So we have a lounge, computer lab, free printing for our students. We also provide one-on-one advising services for our students, as well as career exploration and prep. Students who are eligible for TRIO include those who are first gen, low income, or have a disability. They just have to meet one of those 3. There are many benefits to being in TRIO. Some of the general ones are the services we provide. The other benefits include creating a sense of community, a sense of belonging, and giving a safe space for students to come. Students can apply for our program by either coming in person and scanning a QR code, or they can also visit our webpage that has a direct link to our online application. And students need to know that we are here to help.
NTTV News has been covering the multi-million-dollar budget deficit UNT is facing, a budget hole that will require some serious changes to fill. University President Harrison Keller has been sharing ideas about how the school may handle this issue. NTTV's Yadira Ovalle is in studio with more. Yadira?
UNT President Harrison Keller spoke about the budget crisis and what the future courses and programs may hold. The budget deficit has grown to over $10 million due to the decline in the international master's student enrollment and reduced state funding. Because of this, a lot of students' favorite courses and programs could be discontinued. President Keller says this could make way for new programs to start. The top priority of Keller is to address these problems and try to face them head on.
the question that we're facing is, well, how do we navigate this immediate budget crisis in a way that makes us a stronger university for the future?
The university is planning possible budget cuts such as eliminating smaller offices and programs and introducing higher teaching loads for some faculty. Keller says they're going to have to make some tough decisions. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Yadira. In other news, thousands across the Northeast remain without power today as freezing temperatures follow a powerful winter storm. Communities from the Northeast through the Mid-Atlantic are still digging out after more than 2 feet of snow fell in some areas. The system rapidly intensified into a bomb cyclone early Monday, unleashing hurricane-force wind gusts, blinding snow bands, and widespread power outages. Hundreds of flights were canceled, travel bans were issued, and millions remain under blizzard warnings as cleanup continues.
Here in North Texas, it's a very different story. Our last snowfall was nearly a month ago.
Now it's just hot and dry. Weather anchor Emily Rice is here with the full forecast. Emily?
Thanks, Edison. The biggest changes we can expect are major cloudy conditions heading our way and some rising temperatures. Across North Texas, we can definitely see that pattern of mid-70s getting higher only as we get down over here to Stephenville, peaking at 79 degrees. Across the state, we can see a similar pattern as we head over into Central Texas, peaking at 83 degrees in Austin, and those same mid-70 temperatures over here in the outlying cities and even down to Houston. Into the next week, we can see a pattern of those same warm temperatures peaking on Saturday, where the sun comes out to say hi with 82-degree high. Past that, we can see cloudy weather all through the rest of the week. Now, the lack of rain this month has led to dry and windy conditions that could spark wildfires. NTTV's Ian Cropper is live at Denton Fire Station 7 with more on the risks and prevention measures. Ian?
Thanks, Emily. Now, this has been an incredibly dry February with no rain outside of Valentine's Day weekend, so wildfire risks are rising. We've seen a few in the Texas Hill Country. Fortunately, North Texas has been safer now, but people are still on edge. To that end, I'm here at Fire Station 7 with Captain Mayerhofer to just talk about the risks. Thank you for joining me. First off, are there any areas you think could be at particular risk of having wildfires start?
Well, our particular risks are either densely popular or real dense areas that have, tree, brush, things that would, tend to go from one tree to the next tree to the next tree and brush like that. And then grass fire along the highways tend to be a very common area for our brush fires.
All right. Is there any steps the fire department is taking to minimize the risk of a wildfire?
Well, we have two sides of the fire department. We have the operations side, which is what I'm on, so I pretty much just fight the fire. And then we have an administrative side. The administrative side works with both education, starting down at the grade school level, and then they also work with other agencies within the city to, to address those issues. Particularly the dense areas where we have lots of trees, you also tend to have some homeless encampments or things like that that we need to keep an eye on. Or we also have code enforcement. So the code enforcement may prevent people from doing open fires in the city, which are not permitted.
That actually leads into my next question. What are some things you think Denton County residents can do to prevent a wildfire from breaking out?
Well, yes, that would be the first thing, is not have an open fire. So cooking fires in approved containers are good. But when you have, especially if you're next to, open spaces, having those open fires even for cooking, like if you're out in some trees somewhere, is a real bad idea. And then throwing cigarettes out the window. I know not this year, but in previous years, that's been a very common starter of fires for us.
All right, and thank you so much for your time, Captain Mayerhofer. From NTTV News, I'm Ian Cropper. Back to y'all in the studio.
Well, thank you, Ian. Well, close calls on the road have been caught on camera, and we're talking about sinkholes. In Omaha, Nebraska, while two drivers were stopped at a traffic light, a sinkhole unexpectedly opened up from the ground, swallowing both vehicles. Police say witnesses rushed over to the surreal scene, helping pulling the drivers out of the hole. Luckily, no one was hurt, and a towing company later arrived on scene to pull the two vehicles out of the hole. There has been no word yet on what caused the street to collapse. Nebraska State Police posted the video with a simple reminder to slow down and stay alert while driving.
You know, honestly, that makes me kind of scared to make the drive home now.
Yeah, it kind of does, but Texas should be fine. Coming up, find out about some new crisis services that are coming to Denton.
And we'll dive into Novartis' plan to build a multi-billion-dollar manufacturing plant right here in Denton County. More after the break.
Oh, hey!
What's up?
Nothing much. I'm really bored. I feel like there's nothing to do.
Are you kidding? The MRTS picture show is happening.
The MRTS what?
Come with me.
Okay.
It's a series of free film screenings right here on campus. And there's free popcorn.
Nice. Thank you.
Looking to open a free checking or savings account but don't know where to start? Check out TWU Credit Union right here on campus. Get your Mean Green debit card instantly or apply for a TWU Visa credit card today. Your school, your card. Plus, make deposits at their 24/7 ATM, checks or cash whenever you need it. Make sure to sign up for TWU's online banking platform and mobile app for easy access anytime, anywhere. Visit them at www.twu.org to learn more. TWU, the official financial institution of UNT Athletics.
Craving something fresh, flavorful, and made just for you? Look no further than Avesta, your go-to destination for delicious, full-service dining experience. Dive into our customizable omelets, expertly crafted by our talented cook Jonathan, who guarantees every bite is perfection. All our dishes are handmade, prepared with only the freshest ingredients. Explore our assembly line where you can choose from any of our globally inspired dishes or customize your plate. It's that easy. And let's not forget dessert. Indulge your sweet tooth with treats from Clark Bakery. With convenient payment methods including card or flex, it's the perfect dining spot for any occasion. Quench your thirst with our wide selection of drinks. Just hand your drinking card to our friendly waiter, and they'll bring your beverage of choice right to your table. When you're done savoring every last bite, our attentive staff will whisk away your tray. Enjoy the peaceful ambiance as you dine in, or use our takeout option for a meal on the go. Avesta.
Denton will soon be home to a multi-million-dollar facility that will be designed to save lives. The Swiss pharmaceutical company Novartis is planning to build a 46,000 square foot manufacturing site in the city. It will handle cancer therapy drugs that need to be shipped out to patients quickly. Late last year, the Denton City Council approved millions of dollars in tax breaks to lure Novartis to this area. The company says its Denton plant will likely be up and running by 2028.
In other news, youth mental health challenges are intensifying nationwide, and Denton County is no exception. In response, local leaders are working to strengthen crisis services aimed at helping kids and teens before emergencies spiral out of control. Across the country, youth mental health has become an urgent issue, and here in Denton County, officials are reporting that they're seeing increases in anxiety, depression, and thoughts of self-harm, especially among children and teenagers.
I personally think I should have been younger when I got the help that I needed, because I feel like I would have been set up for more success later down the line if I had gotten to the hospital a little earlier. Even though it is not something that people want to go and do, it helped me better than I think anything else. Denton County My Health My Resources leaders discussed expanding youth crisis services at their January board meeting, adding new positions to strengthen emergency response. In an email to NTTV, Crisis Services Director Catherine Pike says the goal is to respond to youth in crisis before situations escalate, an approach familiar to UNT sophomore Genevieve Campbell. Because I feel like a lot of students are very more active and vocal about their struggles, so it makes it easier for the surrounding communities to be able to be open about it.
Officials say investing in the mental health workforce is a key part of the expansion, allowing trained professionals to reach youth faster and provide stabilization during critical moments. Events that second-year student Samuel Shreve has seen throughout his life.
I personally have struggled with mental health, and my sisters certainly have, especially as children. My mom always pushed us to, seek treatment, attend therapy, or, other types of treatments. And so if I wasn't pushed towards that by my mother, I probably would never seek any treatment, or I would have been a lot more resistant to therapy.
And while the expanded services will only serve those within Denton County, leaders say that by prioritizing youth mental health, we can avoid crises for everyone, everywhere. By strengthening services, officials hope more families across Denton County will have access to the support they need when it matters most.
You know, last week when I was passing the Union, I was hearing a lot of ruckus. I think I heard some drums.
Yeah, I heard that actually UNT held a Lunar New Year celebration. Oh. Our segment anchor, Julianne Wynn, is here with a look in this week's Eye of the Eagle. Julianne?
Thanks, guys. You're right. This year, we're shedding the year of the snake and leading up into the year of the fire horse. UNT pulled out all their stops to celebrate this cultural holiday. Lunar New Year is globally celebrated by millions of people. In China, it's called Chunjie. In Vietnam, Tết, and in Korea, Seollal. Although going by many different names, the holiday cherishes the importance of family and belonging. And in honor of students far from home, UNT put on their very own New Year celebration.
It's really important to celebrate Lunar New Year because of the reconnection it can give you with your culture. I grew up in a very Americanized family, so Lunar New Year was really the only time of year that we got to celebrate these traditions, and it made me feel like I was part of this community again.
Hosted by the University Program Council, students were able to enjoy fun activities such as a photo booth, coloring, and learning about traditional culture. Although traditions vary across cultures, it's common to see lion dances, red envelopes filled with cash, and great food.
Bánh tét, bánh chưng, bánh ếch, thịt kho trứng, right.
Traditions are not followed for the sake of traditions. They are a source of heritage and culture.
Yeah, it's just a part of a heritage, something, this is one of the few times where I can proudly say that I am Vietnamese, I am Asian, and...
Celebrations for Lunar New Year are still ongoing, so Happy New Year, or should I say...
Chúc mừng năm mới!
Like each year corresponds with a Chinese zodiac, your birth year also relates to a constellation. To find out what animal you are and what that means, visit heychina.com. Back to you two at the desk.
Thanks, Julianne. Another exciting event coming later this year is the FIFA World Cup. But the host cities are raising the alarm, saying a lack of federal funding could put things at risk. The ongoing partial government shutdown means that $625 million are not being sent out for these cities to boost security for World Cup matches in case of things like terrorist attacks. The games begin in a little over 100 days, and there are 9 World Cup matches scheduled to be played at AT&T Stadium in Arlington, more than any other stadium in North America.
And as we all anticipate the World Cup this summer, athletes have not been holding back, especially here at UNT.
That is right. The women's basketball team is securing win after win. Let's head on over to our sports anchor, Elias Freeman, to learn more. Elias.
Thanks, guys. When we come back, I'll have updates from the NFL Combine and Draft Outlook, as well as our very own Mean Green men's and women's basketball. Don't go away, and we'll be right back.
Are you looking for a fun club with travel opportunities? Dive into the UNT Swim Club. Practicing Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays from 7 to 9 p.m. at the Pole Recreation Center. We accept members at any skill level. For more information, reach out to us at unt.swimclub on Instagram. Has this ever happened to you?
My bike is gone.
Stolen bikes are an epidemic sweeping college campuses across America.
What am I supposed to do?
It's quite simple. The We Mean Green Fund has partnered with the UNT Police Department to offer free bike locks to any UNT student with a bike. Just show up with your bike in tow and ask.
Now I'll never lose my bike ever again.
Enough worrying. Get your bike lock today.
All right, look up here. 1, 2, 3.
Mom, Dad, I got it.
You're right, Mom. I have.
The NFL Draft Combine is underway with interviews ongoing and workouts begin tomorrow. The draft will take place at the end of April. Going into the Combine, people have already started to guess who will be chosen where. 2025 Heisman winner Fernando Mendoza, quarterback for the college playoff champion Indiana Hoosiers, is projected to go first overall to the Las Vegas Raiders. Mendoza is the top-ranked prospect, but going into the Combine, we'll see more from other prospects, and the rest of the projected draft order will begin to fill out. UNT men's basketball plays tonight against the Charlotte 49ers at 6 p.m. The North Texas Mean Green's men team is currently sitting at number 9 in the conference, placing them in an American Conference Championship spot heading into their last few games. We'll be keeping up with the Mean Green as they fight to keep their conference championship dreams alive. And keeping with Mean Green basketball, the UNT women's team has clinched a spot in the conference championship and defeated UTSA last night with a score of 87-63. Even though they're on a 4-game win streak and guaranteed a spot in the conference championship, the women's team has a high-stakes game coming up Saturday at 2, right here in Denton against South Florida. South Florida is currently tied with UNT for 3rd in the conference, and both teams are trying to make one last push for a double bye week in the conference matchups. That's all I've got for sports. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Elias. Well, while some athletes are rocking it on the field, some of our favorite artists are rolling with their fame. The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame has just announced its nominees for 2026. As always, some fans are overjoyed while others are disappointed. For the first time ever, this year's list was the largest, with 17 artists being nominated. What is even more exciting is that 10 of them are first-time nominees. Some of the notable nominations include Phil Collins, Shakira, Billy Idol, and Iron Maiden. The only artist to make the list in their first year of eligibility is Pink.
You know, that is such a great lineup of artists. I love Shakira. These tips don't lie.
Yeah, well, me and my dad grew up with Genesis too. We're big Phil Collins fans. Well,
Thanks for watching NTTV Nightly News.
Join us again tomorrow at noon and tomorrow evening at 6 here on North Texas Television.